Yes, 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 yes. Good evening from your internet stepdaddy. I'm your host, Victor Vincian, and I will be joined shortly by the lovely Dee Red Temple. And in the meantime, I wanted to be able to reach out to you guys, pull up some videos, and I want to get some thoughts on some things that's happening in our media space because every day something gets developed differently, and we have a whole different type of conversation about what it is to be sexually disciplined in these times in which we live. So without further ado, let's start here.
I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want. And I don't give a fuck what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're going to be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a fuck. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this shit and be like, black man this, black man that, I don't give a fuck. I really don't.
Well, you heard it from him. This is what you playing with when you put yourself in a disadvantaged position and make kids with the wrong type of man. And these guys are out here. They put themselves out here. Your internet stepdaddy's here to let you know because I want to keep you a step ahead of the tomfoolery, of the obstacles that you don't have to sign up for. Because there are some people that just don't care about you, man. They just don't. And I think it's a disservice, of course, because this is why we got to draw the line between all men. All men and all women are separated by the activities that they engage in. And the activities they engage in are based on their level of mental discipline. What you like and what somebody else like, it depends on what you guys both find mutually interesting. So, like, what do you guys think is it drives a man or a woman to get involved with this type of behavior? Like what makes women go after men that's got this many different kids by this many different women? The internet stepdaddy wants to know so he can help you and coach you through these things. And I'm not just stepdaddy because I'm a man that stepped in. I'm a stepdaddy because I'm a step ahead of the daddy you never had. Because a lot of y'all got a picture of your father, and and you have expectations on him that he may not have the experience to answer, you know. And we are not talking about stepdaddies that's coming in and reassuring you, um, like in a sense of replacing anybody. We're just trying to enhance what you already got. So like we talk about stepping up, step ahead, and then step out of the way, So because you're one step away from most cases for making a bad error, So the method behind it all is not that difficult to explain, because on that end, that's the danger that women are part of with a guy like that. So I'm gonna play a video that caps for the men as well.
Testified falsely against them by saying that they raped me when they didn't, and that was wrong. And I betrayed the trust of a lot of other people who believed in me. And made up a story that wasn't true because I wanted validation from people and not from God. And that was wrong when God already loved me for who I was, regardless. I didn't need to seek validation from him because I already had validation from him. I just didn't know it. And I hurt my brothers. And I hope that they can forgive me. And I want them to know that I love them. And they didn't deserve that.
I was gonna say lock her away, throw her the keys, but she's already locked up for killing her boyfriend. Not surprised. You ruined these guys' life just for the fun of lying. I would say give her more time. Add more time to her sentence that she's currently doing. Let me know what you think.
Well, you see that? You see that, folks? That's what happens. Those lacrosse players from Duke. Let me pull up some stuff on that so we can read that together. Duke lacrosse players, I think it was like 3 of them, they got kicked out of school because of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's a threat that's based on poor sexual discipline. It's not their fault per se, the story she made up, but it's about not putting yourself in a disadvantaged position is what I talk about. And the fact that they've been exonerated, and this happened in 2006, it's ridiculous. And the fact that she gets the privilege of lying is ridiculous. I want to play that again. I want that to be taken to heart, because some of y'all got sons and you're not thinking about them. I'm playing this again.
Testified falsely against them by saying that they raped me when they didn't, and that was wrong. And I betrayed the trust of a lot of other people who believed in me. And made up a story that wasn't true because I wanted validation from people and not from God. And that was wrong when God already loved me for who I was, regardless. I didn't need to seek validation from him because I already had validation from him. I just didn't know it. And I hurt my brothers. And I hope that they can forgive me. And I want them to know that I love them. And they didn't deserve that.
I was gonna say lock her away, throw her the keys, but she's already locked up for killing her boyfriend. Not surprised. You ruined these guys' life just for the fun of lying. I would say give her more time. Add more time to her sentence that she's currently doing. Let me know what you think.
Yo, wait a minute. Is that Is that Dee Dee?
That's me.
That's Dee. Is that
What's
Dee
going
Dee?
on? What's going
What's going
on?
on? How you doing?
I'm doing good, and you?
Yeah, pretty
Man,
good.
this is last minute stuff for me. I wasn't even prepared like I should have been.
Yeah,
So
you should have been.
look, I was trying to cook, do everything until like I know once I sit down, you're just gonna be ready. So I was like, you know what? I'll be
Mhm.
better prepared next time.
Yeah, all good. Cause like you always welcome to the platform. Let me tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Show up when
That's
you can
good.
show up. That's the most important thing is being available when you can show.
And then my
So
laptop started acting up. I was like, you know what? Not today. We're gonna
not
get it one
today.
way or the other.
We're gonna get on here one way or another, you know. So
Yes.
man, can you hear me fine? Do I
I can
sound good?
I can hear you good. Actually,
Good.
yeah. I can hear you good.
So because we're gonna talk about a couple different things. I know you missed the first clip probably that I had up there.
I
So
probably
I,
missed
I,
that.
I want a woman's opinion
Okay.
on that. That's the whole point of this show, right? Is the internet stepdaddy. I'm a
Hmm.
step ahead of the
Right.
daddy that you never had. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I'm a step ahead. I'm a step ahead of the daddy that you. I'm a step ahead of the thoughts that you think your daddy's supposed to have too. Because men ain't perfect, but we listen and we learn and we try to be better. You know what I'm saying? And this isn't about taking a lesser position. It's about taking a step forward, right?
Right.
So everything that deals with progress is about taking a step forward. So I'm taking ownership of what a stepdad is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna play this and I want to get your opinion on it.
Okay.
I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live telling my story, speaking my truth, and a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, yet not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want. And I don't give a fuck what nobody think about it. You're not gonna force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that gonna have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're gonna be like one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a fuck. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this shit and be like, black man this, black man that, I don't give a fuck. I really don't.
Have you have you ever seen that before?
I haven't seen that one before.
What are your thoughts on it?
Well, some stuff I can respect that he's saying, as far as, first of all, when you sit down and talk to a man, and if he say shit like he don't give a fuck about nothing, and this, that, and the other, why are you even laying down with somebody that's speaking like that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's first of all. I mean, he's saying he got y'all in the bed easy, and
Yep.
from him doing that, he looking at y'all as pretty much whores.
Yeah. Yeah. For real. For real.
But at the end of the day, you know, you don't want no children. Why are you going to these women raw? First of all, because at the end of the day, they all gonna see that's their body and they do what they want to do. But as a woman looking at a man like that, I wouldn't even want to lay down with nothing like that. That's speaking negative like that. And if he's saying he ain't want no children, I'm not gonna even lay down because condoms pop. You gotta remember that too now. Condoms pop sometimes, and sometimes they sneak and take them off. But with a man telling you stuff like that, you gotta listen to what they're saying, because if he's telling you he don't give a fuck and this, that, and the other, you don't give a fuck either, because pretty much you're doing whatever he said he don't want to do.
Right.
But he doing it.
Yeah.
Because he don't give a fuck.
Look, the danger is wild, right?
Why did he say he got 7 different baby mamas?
Yeah.
And that was just only the ones that kept the babies.
That's the only ones that kept the babies.
Imagine the ones that got rid of it.
Man,
as a man, why are you going around and want to sleep with that many women undisciplined? Sexually undisciplined, right? Did I say that right?
Yes, you did. Come on now. Sexually undisciplined. So let's go through the who, what, where, when, and why. Who do you think is attracted to men like that?
Sexually undisciplined women.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, they're probably getting it, winning wherever they can with whoever they can.
Describe to me, what do you think a sexually undisciplined woman moves like? How does she, like, how do you think a woman that will be attracted to a man like that is raised?
How do I think I'm attracted to men like him is raised?
Yeah, because see, this is the thing. This only makes sense to a certain type of woman. This doesn't make sense to a woman that's got some sexual discipline, right?
Right, because at the end of the day, you know, that could take you on a whole other level. Like you have the ability to, I mean, how should I say this? First of all, a sexually disciplined woman could turn out a sexually undisciplined man in seconds. This is why his conversation.
What do they say? What they help the ladies out? Tell these women what red flags do you think women are ignoring? You know, like when they decide to be with a man like that.
It's even. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's even. I'm sorry. Say it again. I need that light because I don't have the lamp. I'm sorry. What you say?
So tell me some red flags to help the women identify the men that they need to avoid. Like,
thank you.
Because, like, how do men that move like that get access to women?
Thank you. Well, if you could cut that one off, then thank you. I'm sorry, Vic. I'm coming. I'm trying to get my lighting right in here.
No, you already winning half the battle because you were already here.
Right. So that's it. I'm sorry. I hate to have you repeat that again, but I had my nephew trying to change these lights out. Tell a woman what now?
Okay, men like that, right? What type of woman is attracted to a man like that?
I mean, a woman that is just, asleep with anything. Like, because if you attract to something like that, I mean, you ain't got no kind of respect about yourself. Like, no, that's the sexually undisciplined women that are attracted to men like that.
All right, cool. How do you think women like that are raised?
What's about as far as like by their parents?
Yeah, like when they growing up, do you think that type of woman that's attracted to a man like that, do you think she is raised with or without her father?
I would say without.
More than likely, right?
Yes, without. Because at the end of the day, the daddies with the girls have those most conversations, you know, about sex and what and whatnot, what we should or should not be doing, and what we should be looking for. You know? I'm not saying that the mamas don't have it either, but the dad is gonna be more protective over their daughters with that conversation more than the moms.
Yeah. So, because I don't believe women are that women that would be attracted to a man like that, they're not looking for no husband. They're looking for they want sex the same way that the man wants sex, right?
Right. A quick, what they call that, a 5-second feel good. That's what they're looking for.
That $40 holler, you know.
What? And probably not that.
Yeah. So come on now. Like the other thing is like what would you tell women from a woman's perspective, what they need to do to avoid. Like women will say that they don't want a man like that, right? And
Yeah.
then they'll talk all of this right here, and then turn around, be in his inbox trying to get bust down. You know what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, this man's a simp
Right.
because he chases vagina,
Yeah, he chases the ones who give it up quick.
and the ones that give it up quick are the pick-me's. Because the only way he can have access to that many women is because it's a group of men and women with no standards.
None at all. And not just that, I mean, this whole conversation with sexually disciplined women, a conversation, it would have even went past 2 minutes from the way he
Yeah,
talking.
yeah, yeah.
Excuse me. And like I said, I don't know what kind of, other than that, what type of game he was running to try to get in their pants fast. Because it sounded like after he got their pants, he told me this and whatnot. After he
Yeah,
got it, it's too late then.
yeah. He probably ain't volunteering no information. You know what I'm saying?
I was
So
looking at that. I was like, wait, what?
yeah, like
How could you even get on live talking like that? Like I couldn't, like you said, a sexually disciplined man would never.
never. It's not even a thing. You know. So
And you got some folk that's like sex fanatics. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even care. So they included that number 2. They're just trying to get their little fast 5-second field goal wherever they can. That goes for both women and men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. They definitely will. This is
Mm,
this is one of those times where like nobody's coming to step in and give you the right advice on this type of stuff, right?
that's right.
And this is what's out here when you don't listen to men. So uh you, and you know that after you've been, like, you and I have been friends for a long time too. You've seen the
I mean,
way.
we've been friends
Yeah,
about 20 years, maybe. If almost.
almost, it's kind of crazy to think of, right? And
And you always have the same concept every time. Like all I can say is it just got better with time, you know.
mm-hmm.
It never changed. You might change some stuff different how you worded it, but your main thing stayed the same.
Yep.
That I
So
could give you.
man, so we've talked and had consultations with each other over a period of time, right?
Yeah.
And how would you say I've been able to prove my points? Because you've seen where people disagree with me and try to argue the nuance of things, right?
Right.
So, but I wanted to actually showcase the women that I've helped, you know what I'm saying, understand what's going on, because we focus too much on, like, it. I don't want to get into no argumentative space with women when I'm saying something, because a lot of the times the women that fit the behavior that man would be attracted to is the only ones that's going to be offended by what I'm saying,
That's right. Yep. The hit
So
dogs will holler.
yeah.
That's what it. That's it.
So what type of testimony you got from the things that you've learned from me that have helped you?
Hey, listen, you helped me with a lot of stuff that you probably don't even know you helped me with, as far as relationships. You know what I'm saying? As the looking as the man at the man perspective point of view. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I was married. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff you say to me, I had to look at it in a different way to understand. Like you know what, he's actually right. I don't want to get too personal in that part of it, but
Yeah, you don't
you
have to. That's fine.
you
Talk
you
about what
you
you
you you,
understand.
you helped me a lot to understand different things as far as men. Period. And how they operate, how they roll, and what I want and what I don't want in a
Yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we
Hmm.
done had so many conversations. I mean, man, I don't even know
Yeah.
where to start. We done talk for hours on the phone. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Hours.
Man,
But it all comes from you got you all, I mean, like I say, if you're a woman that don't want these type of things, you're gonna automatically hear it when a man that type of man speaks to you. It's gonna start there because he gonna let you know right off the back what he wants.
yeah, shout out to Miss Lee
That
G.
I about to
Marshall.
say that's true.
Yeah.
Women do lead by lust.
Hey,
That is
women
true.
women that are led by lust. So that's a manipulative quality that's associated with a sexually undisciplined woman. Sexually disciplined women are gonna ask questions, be reserved. Uh uh they're gonna have more, they're gonna use their intuition, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, the right way. And and this is the thing too, it's not a perfect game, because a lot of women get deceived by the wrong type of man. It doesn't mean that they less in value. It's just that, you know, some dudes can pull a fast one on you, but like you can only pull a fast one on somebody that doesn't have the information. You know what I'm saying? And I've been arguing that the major problem in our community, we got three major arguments in our community, right? People
Right.
say racism, obesity, overall health, and everything is tied to it, and sexual discipline is to me is the most important one. And because racism is a construct, and we know it exists, we were born into it. People that were smarter than us had more access, lived and died without ever fixing the problem. You know what I'm saying? So that's abstract. That doesn't necessarily have one face that we can go say, you need to fix this, right?
Right.
Then the next thing is obesity. That's a self-inflicted situation, but there's enough information on to know that it is a psychological condition. It's a mental health thing, right?
Right.
It's how you see yourself. How you see yourself is how you feed yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you literally wearing your feelings, you know what I'm saying, after you eat so much, you know. And
Definitely.
then we got sexual discipline. And it's the last one in the mix. And it's the ultimate self-inflicted wound because it's on you. It's your body, your choice. But what does that mean to a woman when she says that versus when she doesn't take that same logic into consideration? Why do you think women choose to be with men like that? Like on a self-esteem level, why do you think that women are attracted to men like that?
Um, like I said before, it's like some women, and I know somebody like this. I'm not gonna say the name, but
You ain't gotta say no name, just say it. We talking about behavior. So
she personally.
let me give
I'm
you some
listening.
amnesty. To anyone that's listening, we only talking about behavior. We ain't
Right.
talking about names. If you don't fit the behavior, you shouldn't get offended.
And I think it goes by, like you say, some women just like, no, don't do that. Some women just feel like that they can't get nobody, so they get anybody that comes to their weight when it comes to sex. Because I know a girl that personally say that she feel like, she's not attracted to a man, and she feel like men wouldn't want to be in a relationship with her, but she do the sex just to get her feeling, just for the feeling, the sexual feeling. So sometimes men can be manipulative and have them thinking that, well, this and you that, make them feel down, make them feel shame, talk them into, well, you want what, let me do this to you, let's go, come lay down with me, let me rub your back, it starts stuff like that. I'm telling you something somebody told me, and she was like, she felt like, since she felt like she ain't attractive, so she wanted to see if she have sex with this man, would it make her feel different, and
Really?
it didn't.
Really? I didn't, you know, on a scale of one to 10, what would you think? Um, how high on a scale of 1 to 10 do you think most women's self-esteem really is?
How low their self-esteem is.
Yeah, what do you think on a scale of 1 to 10? What do you think the average woman's self-esteem is at?
I would say at a 7,
Okay.
six,
You
7.
think you think women are 70% confident in their looks and sexual presentation, or because a lot of women are pretty but don't have sex appeal.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So you think on the aesthetic side, most women think they're at least 70% of the way there, and that 30% that they're missing is really about sex appeal.
I would say.
Okay, that's interesting right there because I'm still shaping questions because I want to ask questions that are relevant to, what I'm saying, the decisions that women make. You know what I'm saying? So let's see here what we get. Hey, chat, everybody that's over here. Hey, I appreciate y'all showing up. Let's see here. We got Miss Marshall has 6.
Mhm.
Proximity. Hey, what's up, Sydney? How you doing? She said, I'd imagine she's saying a lot of women settle for men
Yeah,
based off of desperation,
and
like you were saying.
that's true because if you if you
Proximity.
if nobody not feeling you, you think nobody not feeling you in different ways, it got to be desperation because ain't no way me that I'm you
Understood.
already know how I roll.
Yep. 40 to 50%. So hey, shout out to Landa. She said women's self-esteem somewhere between 40 and 50%. I think that's fair. So what about what do you think women's self-esteem issues stem from? Do you think that's mostly because women are competing with each other, or is it based on what men tell women?
It could probably be a mixture of both.
Let's look at it on both sides, right? With no
Hmm.
men involved, with no men involved, how much impact on a scale of 1 to 10 do you think women have an impact on a woman's self-esteem overall?
Scale of 1 to 10, I would say 6.
So 60%. So you would say 60% of women's self-esteem issues come from what women do to women, right?
Yeah,
Okay. How much of that do you think, on the same scale, how much of that do you think comes from their mothers?
their mothers. Mm.
How do you believe mothers have a negative impact or any
It
impact on a woman's self-esteem about
Yes,
herself?
it can be because a lot today a lot of mothers don't even like their own daughters, so that
Because
that
like
could that could be a major impact. You know,
because you're a fair-skinned woman. So I know you've gotten a lot of hate all your life from, what I'm saying, just how girls treat each other as they growing up, right?
right?
Did you experience any of that in your own family?
Yeah, I did. I did. I had a cousin that was always jealous and did jealous things and said jealous things about cutting my hair, and I think I'm all of that because my hair long and whatnot. Absolutely.
Man, okay. Um, when you experience that from inside your own family, right?
Hmm.
How much of that did you carry around with you that impacted your self-esteem? Did you feel like a pressure to fit in
No,
to
it didn't really bother me because when she did, I know it was out of jealousy. I know who I am, and I'm glad I ain't let nobody else dictate that with me. You
yeah.
know, so
Mhm.
it didn't bother me. I just cut that person off because I don't have to deal with you no more.
Of course. Yeah. Would you say your father's presence in your life helped you deal with that a lot differently?
Um, my stepdad, yeah, because my real father went to prison at my early ages. So my stepdad, he played a major part, and he always told me, "Let nobody tell you're beautiful. Don't let nobody tell you different." You know what I'm saying? So he instilled those in us. So he played a big part in our life. When it came to people trying to tell us who we are, what we not, and how we look. Him and my
Hmm.
mom both. They was in it together. It wasn't just him. It was both of them.
Yep.
So
So that's
yeah,
good from the inside, right? Have you seen women deal with the negative version of that from their own mothers?
yeah.
How did it impact them from your perception?
Well, it triggered onto them, and then from her, it triggered onto her to her children. So it was a domino effect.
What happened with those children in their adult lives?
They like they can't think on their own. They go to their mama like they all messed up in the head, man. It's the same. It's the same cousin I'm telling you about that I don't fool with.
Yeah.
Like they got problems. Like they can't do nothing on their own. They're
Um,
handicapped.
did they ever get married?
Nope.
Did they have children?
One of them did. Two of them
Uh,
did.
two of them did. So none of them are married,
Mm-mm.
and two out of the three had kids.
2 out of the 5. Yeah.
Two out of the five had kids. Um, the two, like it was what, three daughters and two boys.
Mm. No, 3 boys and 2 girls.
Three boys, two girls.
Hmm.
Was the mother ever married?
No.
You see this pattern?
Yeah.
What did the boys do? Did they get married? Did they have
No.
kids?
One of them have a baby, but the other ones don't. Hmm.
Okay, so you got two out of the three girls had kids.
It's 3 boys and 2 girls. One of the girls had a kid, and one of the boys had a kid.
Okay, and neither one of the people neither one of the boy or the girl that had kids, they never got married either, right?
Mm-mm.
So you know what I'm saying? Like things like unmarried parents are likely to raise unmarried children. You know, children that don't get married. This is what I'm talking about. This pattern is easily seen.
Yep.
So that's what a sexually undisciplined household looks like. You can't.
Because my mama married the man that instilled all this in us. They got married.
Yeah, and the man that your mother married, what type of household did he come from?
And I know he came from a big one. I don't really know too much about his side of the family, but he came from a big household. I think his mama had maybe 13 of them. I think it was a lot of them. I might be wrong, but it was up in that number.
It was a lot of them, right? So
it's a lot of them.
Was his parents married?
I think so. I think she did. I think she was married.
Yeah, I don't see nobody having 13 kids without a husband. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it can't happen, but I mean, like in our age bracket, the folks that raised us, they came from marriage, or they either did or didn't. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like this newer generation, a lot of them don't come from marriage. You know,
right?
That's why we have a lot of single parents, because I believe single parents raise children that become single parents. And even then, it's hit or miss. 80% of the time, you're gonna become what you was raised to be. You're gonna become what you was raised by. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely believe that.
Because you can't expect somebody to come from a household where, like, let's say if you raised by fit parents, like they work out and stuff, you probably gonna be fitness minded more than anything.
Yeah.
If you come from some obese parents, you probably gonna have some diabetes up in there. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, that's the truth right there.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Yes.
So the same behavior that you witnessed growing up is exactly what you're gonna act like. So when you think about the siblings, the 5 siblings that you talked about, right? Mm-hmm. And their mama wasn't married. And if they had different men in and out the house, that's probably what they act like. They probably don't value the stable presence of a consistent man, you know? Would you say that that's true?
Yeah. Because a lot of times us children, we see, we think it's right, coming up young like that. Unless, like you said, it ain't all of them. Some people will stray from that because they don't.
Yeah, we only talking about the ones that fit the behavior. Yeah, we know it ain't all of them.
Right.
Because like I don't want, and I want to see stop rather, is people saying it ain't all of it. Duh, we know it ain't all. It can't be. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And what it is though, what we are talking about, the people that fit the behavior 1000%, because the behavior exists.
And they be in denial too. Some of them you can't tell them nothing.
Yeah. The whole point of it ain't to shame nobody. It's to say, hey, look, this is where you are. These are circumstances that you got. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to you to take ownership of your circumstances and get some help, in terms of evaluating your situation and make better decisions. And if you got
counseling, start getting counseling. Start off getting counseling if you got to.
Yeah, counseling.
I be talking to somebody I know right now, like get counseling, Start off, at least try, give it a try,
Yeah.
Let me see. Somebody told me there's nothing that a counselor could tell them to make them change.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah. Let's see here. Alanda says, a mother being overly critical can damage her daughter's self-esteem. That's what that 40%, talking about, like what a initial self-esteem, like, because how you walk around in the world and what you choose is really based off of how you was raised.
Yep.
And that's a hard pill for people to accept, because you want to be mad. You want to deal with the rage that probably come from that. You know what I'm saying? In some kind of way. But taking it out on different men, it ain't gonna solve the problem. You're just gonna create some other children that's gonna have the same outcomes as you. because you can't teach them something that you ain't never corrected. A lot of parents
And
will try to.
you'd be
A lot.
surprised to the women that's going to, having problems with their mama nowadays. Like it happens a lot, even still when they're grown. It's crazy.
Out of 10 mothers, out of 10 women, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many women do you think are having problems with their mothers out of 10?
I would probably say 5.
On the average?
I would say 5 or 6. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Do you think out of that 5, how many of those women do you think are married?
Maybe 2 or 3.
Okay. That's probably right, because out of 10 rather, instead of out of 5. So about 2 or 3 out of the 10, or 2 or 3 out of the 5. I meant to say that.
I'll say 2 or 3 out of the 5, because
Okay.
I know people that go off and make their own families, get married, and then that start more confusion in the marriage.
Only 25% of women are married, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that really means like it's like 2.5 women out of the 10. So generally speaking, most men and women that marry, they produce children that have a higher self-esteem and a higher set of confidence. Because when you're only getting half of the game from one parent, you're gonna have some limitations. Because if you're only dealing with half from the start, at what point is somebody dealing with half is going to be doing better than somebody that had both?
Yeah, I ain't look at it like that.
you can't replicate something that you didn't have growing up,
And that's true. And I tell people that, like, people in their grown days, like, it's still never too late to change. Like, you know what I'm saying? Put that change. Talk to your children more, like the stuff that you feel like you lack in, and then you know better now. Instill it in them.
Yeah. All right. Now we broke that down from just the woman's side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we were like, what type of women are attracted to men like that in the video? The man in the video, how do you think he was raised?
By his mama. By his mama.
Do you see how these women are raising children that end up being attracted to each other?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen the same way. Like when a woman, like, even using yourself, like you said, you even had a stepfather, right?
Uh-huh.
You would never have been attracted to a man that moved that way.
Most likely.
I'm willing to bet on it, because how you think that's gonna go when you bring him around?
Right.
Hey, daddy, this the man I'm interested in. Well, tell me about him. Well, he got 7 kids by 7 different baby mamas. How you think he gonna respond?
Whew, man.
Because I don't know any men with sons that's telling their son to go out there and do that.
Man, that dude was like, my stomach was growling when he was saying that. Like, and these women still constantly, like, how? Why?
Yo, it's really that simple.
I got 2 kids and I ain't having them more.
Mm-hmm.
From experience, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've been married, you know what I'm saying? And I'm at the age now. Well, it's time for me to live life too, and travel, and I don't want to keep starting a cycle over and over and over, raising children. It ain't for me. I can't speak for everybody.
Yep.
I ain't doing
it. Yeah, there's a lot of women out there that feel the same way as you do, though. And then, but then there's another side of women that's out there that don't care about a relationship. They care about having a baby. They want a baby before they want a marriage.
And I'll be telling you, I tell you, I talk to people all the time. If I could tell them, don't do it. Didn't I tell you that conversation we had? Like,
yeah.
Listen to me, baby. Don't do it. That's all I can say. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You see them all the time because of the work that you do, and when you get ready to talk to them,
Yep.
and like because you're actively taking time to mentor, you know what
And
I'm
I do
saying?
it a lot. I
Yeah,
do it a lot. And I
yeah,
tell them, you in your 20s, you got time.
mm-hmm,
You know you got a long way to go.
yeah,
And if this man leave you to dead, you get pregnant, he leave you dead tomorrow, you're gonna be saying that lady told me that.
yeah.
That's the first thing that'll come to your head. She said that.
How often do you meet a woman in your line of work that's really like looking for marriage?
A lot of them. A lot of them.
Yeah,
That's
do
I
they,
guess that's a lot of women go to be married. But it ain't easy.
mm-hmm. What do
It
you think
ain't
holds them back the most on an
holding back
individual level?
the
Yeah, what?
ones.
Yeah, like what do you think holds these women back the most?
Either the man don't be ready, they want to finish. Some of them say they want to finish college first. You know, they want kids. Some of them got goals, and some of them just want to have kids. So some of them like, I'm gonna wait till I finish school and see how it goes and see how far I'm gonna still be with this man when he stick me by school. You know, they say stuff like that. Which
Yeah.
which I don't blame them because, like you said, a man could beat you today. 5 months down the line, he gone.
So the women that come to you saying that the man isn't ready, right?
Hmm.
Do you ask them questions about like what other questions do you normally ask them? Because I guess what I'm trying to get at is the ones that are saying they're gonna finish their schooling and everything, right?
The girls, yeah.
Do most of them have fathers in their lives from what you know?
I don't. You know what? I didn't even ask them
You
that.
should ask that question, you know what I'm saying,
Hmm.
and then start paying attention to that because the ones that have put their education in front probably got they, you know what I'm saying, probably may or may not have a male influence. You know what I'm saying? It's not a guarantee, but it's just worth
Right.
asking the question to see how often it comes up.
I'm
The
definitely gonna do that.
yeah, the ones that don't talk about marriage, they just say they want to have a baby. Do you know how many of those women on average are usually raised by their mothers?
I don't ask them that either. I just
Yeah.
go with the conversation.
Yeah, if the
But I think I'm.
conversation comes up, yeah, when you start asking that question, start seeing what they say. Just pay attention to what they respond with, you know.
Uh, yep.
And if they got, and the best way to do it is say, hey, if you got a dad in your life, you better listen to him. You know what I'm saying? It don't even matter what the relationship is.
Right, because your daddy, he been out there, he know the game, so he gonna tell you better than anybody.
Ladies, if you got your father in your life, regardless of the circumstance, you still need to talk to him. Bring him a real
Real
scenario,
father, stepdaddies.
whatever. All the men in your life, ask the men in your life, you know what I'm saying, for some sort of guidance, you know what I'm saying, about that. Because there's a lot of stuff y'all don't know. And then on the flip side, there's a lot of you got a son. And since you're raising a son and you know everything there is to know about these women, you know what I'm saying, that's out here, what are you gonna prepare your son with? Like how do you plan to tell him about the I guess the risk with women and how to choose, you know what I'm saying, the right woman. Because
Yeah.
I think mothers need to do a better job of informing their sons about
Oh,
women
I
and
definitely will. And it's about that time I start having those conversations with him too, because he's 10 years old. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And the earlier the better. And I like, oh, he might be too. No, this is mine. Listen, people are getting molested at those ages, so I got to start now with him. You know, I talk to him. We haven't got
yeah,
in depth with it, but you know, I'm gonna tell mine what it is.
yeah,
You know,
because a lot of women they coddle their sons
yeah.
and then they put too much vanity on them. And then they go out here and become the man, you know what I'm saying, that was like in the video.
Yep.
Because women's connection to vanity is way different than a man's connection with vanity.
And that's why it's important for those men to be in their sons' lives.
Yeah, it is for sure. You know what I'm saying? But more importantly, the
If they're
men,
not, it's up to the mama to.
make sure you got the right man in your son's life or your children's life. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
Absolutely.
because it will be way
And
different.
it don't even have to be a boyfriend. It could be your uncle, your brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you got to lean on all the men, all of the perspectives that you can get from men in
And
your
that's
family.
the reason why after I got divorced, I chose to stay single. Why? Because I wasn't bringing no anybody in and out his life. He was young. You understand what I'm saying? So I stayed single for a reason. And if I did anything, he had no recollection of it.
Right.
You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah. That
Mm-mm.
that
So the
that
man that I
element.
bring in my life, I'm gonna make sure that he benefits from it too in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Of
Mm-mm.
course.
I've been there, done that. you
So
know.
so which brings me to the next video, because if you don't educate your sons the right way, this video next that's coming up is an example of the type of women that he could run into.
Testified falsely against them by saying that they raped me when they didn't. And that was wrong. And I betrayed the trust of a lot of other people who believed in me. And made up a story that wasn't true because I wanted validation from people and not from God. And that was wrong when God already loved me for who I was, regardless. I didn't need to seek validation from him because I already had validation from him. I just didn't know it. And I hurt my brothers. And I hope that they can forgive me. And I want them to know that I love them. And they didn't deserve that.
I was gonna say lock her away, throw her the keys, but she's already locked up for killing her boyfriend. Not surprised. You ruin these guys' life just for the fun of lying. I would say give her more time. Add more time to her sentence that she's currently doing. Let me know what you think.
Child.
Can you imagine your son
Whew.
going out there unprotected, and you know he in college getting all types of attention from you know what college is like, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? You know the culture around that, people exploring themselves and trying to figure out what they like and what they don't, you know, because the men that are sexually undisciplined looking for short-term fulfillment,
Most likely gonna fall into that bracket.
yep, are no different than the women that they pursue. Because that's what a compatibility is. So Alanda said the challenge is meeting someone you're truly compatible with. Alanda, you're absolutely right. But I think this is about people meet who they are compatible with based on how they think. Now, what they want and what they're willing to adjust to get a healthy version of that same thing, this is just a low frequency behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like sexual compatibility is is not anything special. I mean, it's special with the right person, of course. It's just an activity, truly. Because if there ain't no love involved, it's just transactional, right? You ain't got nothing to work off of. So you want to make sure you're doing this, you know what I'm saying, with the right person. This is like it's dangerous. It's a threat to your safety, your life. You see that, right? You don't
Right.
see show me where men have accused women of doing certain things and women have lost their freedom.
Mhm. Did they even give her more time for lying like that? Did they even
No,
get?
no, no. And most of these women broke, so you can't even sue them to get no money out of it for defamation of character, nothing like that.
I heard the guy say that him say that she killed her boyfriend, so she's already in jail.
Yeah,
So
but the thing,
why not add on to that time for her lying on people like that?
well, we agree with that, but like the damage has already been done. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, this happened in 2006. This was, like when she lied on the dudes, the college kids, right? And I remember that whole scandal from Duke University saying that lacrosse team, did this. Now, the other part of this is that there's been historical references that don't even have anything to do with race, or they may have something to do with race, but it's still tied to the sexual discipline piece that triggers this type of outcome, right? Like when you go back and think about Emmett Till, Carol Bryant made up a lie and said Emmett Till, a little boy, whistled at her, and that justified them beating her son to death. And that was 1955, I believe. The Tulsa race riots was initiated because a woman claimed that she was sexually assaulted by a black man. And then they wind up burning down the whole town and using government resources to do it. So even then, the sexual discipline piece was the trigger point before the actual violence was used, in a race riot. So in that situation, they were a victim, right?
Well, they had some kind of party or something?
Yeah. When this lady made this accusation, she was supposed to come do some contractual dancing, and she created this whole fantasy. It's a fetish, to be the victim. That's what it looks like. It's a humiliation.
She has some mental issues. If you do something like that, you got to be mentally ill.
Yeah,
to just lie on somebody like that,
and
with their livelihood.
Bring your phone down some. And that's why I say poor sexual discipline to me is a mental illness. I don't think it's a sign of mental illness. I think it is a mental illness just by itself, because I know everybody knows some fully functional people that got some high paying jobs and stuff, and they still go do some weird sexual acts with people they ain't got no business.
Right.
Yeah, there's plenty of women that's plenty very, very educated, got all kind of degrees, and then got a baby by a man that ain't got nothing but a birth certificate, read with his finger on the paper. You know what I'm saying? So you get all this education, and then you go out here and you end up being impregnated by a man that say 2 + 2 = red. So on an academic level, yeah, you might be smart where you can follow a syllabus and do what the professor wants you to do in order to pass the course, But you can't choose a man, and what I mean by that is you're settling based on your self-esteem, because you don't think that you deserve better than that in a lot of cases. So I think that's important to say too. And then here's another example. I'm gonna play this video.
Hey man, get my soul out the refrigerator.
Status. What about you?
I have a pet.
Mm-hmm.
I have a pet, like a guy that acts like my dog.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I thought you were joking.
No, he sleeps on my floor on the dog bed.
He's like a sub. Is that what you call him?
Yeah,
or a slave?
He just does whatever I ask.
So
A servant?
So you have a master-slave BDSM dynamic.
Yeah, basically, I went.
You're being serious, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was I got out of an abusive relationship about a year ago. The guy tried to strangle me like 5 times. Ran to the neighbor's
I'm not
house.
sure how that's relevant, but okay.
So I ended up with a
Well,
sub
because as you know, the best way to recover from being in an abusive relationship is to abuse somebody. Everybody knows that.
Well, I don't hit him or anything, and he
Just humiliate him, make him sleep in a dog bed. Does he have a dog
I told him
bowl?
he could. I didn't tell him he had to. He asked me to buy him a dog bed.
Yeah, but I
Good
mean,
boy.
you do realize that there are mentally ill individuals out there who do mentally ill things, and that it is very enabling when a person's like, well, I know that you're mentally ill and sick in the head, that you'd be willing to sleep in a dog bed like a freak, but I'm going to go ahead and in some way get some sort of gratification from that. Like, what doesn't that say something bad about you?
I didn't think about it, but I guess I don't know. I take care of him financially. I pay all of his bills. Like,
Why?
because I don't know.
She's the dom. She's the dom.
I just enjoy the comfort. It's
Do you
a
peg him too?
companion. I don't think so.
How would you would forget that, or how would you forget that?
I tell him he's a good boy though.
Does he bark for you?
He probably would if I asked him to.
Is this around
Wait,
your
this is like
child?
Yeah, what kind of pet dynamic is this?
Have you seen?
Yeah,
this is
wait.
like that. Have you seen that Office episode where they like went to Jan's house, like Michael and Jan's house, and like Jan had the whole bed,
She walks in with the collar. He has the ottoman.
Yeah.
and the
That's kind of
leash.
what it is actually.
and then there's like a what's it called? You know, at the edge of the bed, there's a what's that?
Ottoman.
Ottoman. It was like an ottoman. He slept on the ottoman.
Are you being
Wait,
100% serious?
Is it abusive if there's a contract that says he consents to this?
I mean,
Legally.
look, it is a
An NDA?
BDSM relationship. I
Okay.
suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if a man, for instance, were to have some type of contract with a woman that it was okay for him to, well, I don't know, smack her around whenever he felt like it, you would still consider that to be abusive, even though it was contractual, right?
I looked it up by law. It's technically, if it's consensual by a contract, you're okay.
You wouldn't think that was abusive?
I mean, if I don't like it and I'm saying no, then yeah, that's a form of abuse, I think.
How long has this been going on?
Well, I've known him for 8 years, but it became more of a thing recently,
How recently?
like about a year now.
So you guys been together for a year?
We're not together.
Well, okay, hold on.
Do you take him on walks to get little treats?
He actually
On-
thought that
on a
would be
leash?
funny. He's already talked about that.
Yeah. So, are you dating somebody else?
No. I have
So how long?
commitment issues.
How long have you been single?
About a year, maybe a year and a half.
All right. Longest relationship?
12 years.
Was that the one that ended a year ago?
Oh no, I dated someone when I started dating when I was 10 years old. And
Started dating when she was 10 years old.
Get out of here.
Now, how do you think she was raised? Who you think raised her?
Yeah, her mama. Her mama definitely raised her.
Yeah.
Woo. There's a lot going on there.
These are the type of women that's out here that if you raise,
Who
if
in
you
their
raise
right
your,
mind will let their daughter date at 10 years old?
dating at 10 is crazy. And I don't think women know what's really out here. You know what I'm saying? That they sons could be subjected to.
Yeah. Definitely. Whew.
You couldn't even
When
imagine.
when we get off this live, I'm gonna tell you what I'm about ready to tell my son, but I ain't gonna say it on this live.
Like,
Whew.
you know, this isn't this conversation is designed to show that there's a lot of stuff out here that's not being shown to women. And this is from her lips.
Hmm.
Nobody's forcing this conversation she's proud about it.
Yes, that's what I was looking like. Wait, what? Did I just hear that? I
Can
was
you-
like,
Can you imagine if there's a bunch of men sitting around the same table listening to, like, that they would open up an investigation immediately. The FBI will be rolling up in their
Okay.
business, you know. But I'm gonna keep it rolling for a second.
quit till my early 20s.
How old were they?
They're also 11.
Same age?
11.
And that was the 12-year relationship.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Who broke up with who in the 12-year relationship?
He admitted something openly that like he had gotten raped and then couldn't
You gotta say SA, man.
Oh, SA.
Fuck.
Sorry, SA. That he got SA'd and then he kind of ghosted me. I think he was just ashamed of the fact that he was violated.
Okay. Your relationship that ended a year ago, how long was that one?
That was a year.
All right. Who broke up with who?
He just got arrested and it ended from there.
Arrested for what?
He tried to strangle me within 5 times with one night.
Was it consensual?
No. I ran to the next door neighbor. I was running away from him.
Was this the first time he tried to hurt you?
No,
Okay.
that was second, and after the second, it was just that's done.
Right. Were you guys having an argument or?
No, he was drunk. He got mad about pizza. He ordered pizza and then he passed out and I put it in the fridge and he got mad that I put it in the fridge.
She
He
lying.
started just freaking out on me and screaming at me.
Mental illness.
Okay. Why are you so attracted to mentally ill men?
Abusive men.
I don't know. I can't. I've never actually had a deep conversation with myself.
The
Childhood trauma, perhaps?
Yeah,
the,
probably.
The current guy that you're not seeing, but lives in your house and you pay all of his bills. Do you have a carnal relationship with this gentleman?
Like what kind of relationship? I didn't hear.
Sexual? Was it a sexual relationship?
No, I really haven't had much sex in like a year. I would say
Dodging.
it has been like twice, and then I just know it's not sexual anymore.
Wait, you've had sex with him?
Yeah, in
Two
the
times.
very beginning, and then I just can't have sex with him anymore.
How often does he sleep on your floor?
Every night.
Oh, every night he comes over and sleeps. Oh, he lives in your house?
He doesn't leave my house.
Does he do your chores?
Yes.
Can you just break down like everything he does for you?
Holds my jacket. If I have girlfriends, he holds their jackets and purses.
Insane.
If I need him to walk to the grocery store, he will. If I get sick, he'll take care of me. If he gets sick, I take care of him. Yeah, everything. Any house chore I need done, he'll get done for me.
Okay.
He just doesn't drive.
Does he wear anything?
And is he older than you?
Yeah, he's 30.
Yeah. Okay. So the couple of quick questions. I'm just curious about when if you think about what is mentally stable, right, or somebody who's not mentally ill, would you see it as a sign of perhaps abnormality, a man who is willing to sleep on the ground in a dog bed and be ordered about by a person who owned the place to the point where they would stand there as a coat rack or have endless demands put on them, which are essentially dehumanizing?
What is that? Repeat that first part of the sentence, please.
Yeah, would you consider that mentally stable?
Graffito Tact donated $200. Girls, do men expect extremely kinky?
That's what's out here.
Man.
That's what's out here. That's what's out here.
Oh man, like that's mental all over the place.
Yep. I mean, not everybody that comes from a single parent home is going to be raised as extreme as that. But typically, you don't hear about healthy kids, mentally healthy kids coming out of single parent homes. You know what I'm saying? As it pertains to relationships and compatibility. Going back to what Orlando was saying earlier about trying to find someone you're compatible with, right? But you see, the way she thinks, she found somebody that she was still compatible with. That don't mean she cared about him.
Right.
It's just a transactional thing.
Definitely didn't.
She don't care about nobody like that.
And I'm surprised that man let her do something like that to him.
It's surprising.
Something was going on his side too.
Exactly. And if he got SA'd, like which is what was brought up, what type of household do you think he was raised in? You see how all of this stuff is connected, the same people over and over again, and the common denominator.
And who's to say if it was a male that did it to him? Who's to say he want to go that way too? Because that sounds like it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in most cases, that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Like it abuse follows abuse. Lack follows lack. Low-level learners reproduce with low-level learners and make more low-level learners. When you're missing some pieces, you'll fill it in with a filling. So there's a lot of things that's happening on an extreme level that pits, you know what I'm saying, like men and women in the worst scenarios. Because that story, we've heard it before, but with the women being the recipient of the abuse, we've heard that way more. That sounds more common and more socialized. You know? So it's like at some point you have to sit back and say it's deeper than compatibility, because human beings are just as compatible with one another regardless of race and anything else. No different than animals, you know? So the perception of how all of this plays off of each other is very, very dangerous. You know what I'm saying? That's why I keep driving the point home that the activity that people engage in, men and women, is what causes the problem. It's the trigger point. It's the compatibility. Like when you sitting down and you trying to get to know each other, and it's only based off of surface stuff with no questions. You get the 7x7 baby mama dude and an abusive, manipulative woman.
Yeah.
Or they both might be to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they end up playing the same type of cards with each other, because you don't have sex with anybody that's got more. They have to have at least the same level of accountability with you. So that's why there ain't no victims. The only time you're a victim is if somebody takes it from you, and that's not happening at a high enough rate for it to be a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? Hang on a second. I got Eugene calling. See what he got going on.
Okay.
Hey, Eugene, I got you on speakerphone. What's up, bro?
You know he's gonna have something to say.
Yeah, look, I'm just getting to the city now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like we still live right now. So if you wanna if you wanna jump in and say anything, you know what I'm saying? Because I got Didi on here. So
that's a bet. Man, I'm actually, we stopped to get some wing stops, so I haven't even touched down at the house. I was just trying to hit your line real quick. I probably won't be able to get on. And I tried the link. I tried to use the link and it wasn't working.
Oh man, but
gotta do it the way I did it.
Yeah. Didi got on here, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know why it didn't work. Did you try it on the Safari?
That's what I had to do.
Yeah, I did. I tried it multiple times. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it don't, because I had got on somebody else's StreamYard and it works. So I don't know what the issue is. But what's up, D? What happened?
Hey, what's going on? I was waiting for you to come, but I know you had a lot to say.
Yeah, we know Eugene. Hey, go ahead.
To say.
Go ahead and drop us off something about these stepdaddies, man, and what we doing with this this new wave and trying to make this thing, you know, tie up all of the loose ends in the community.
Yeah, so with the internet stepdaddies, you know, we the stepdaddies they never had, the daddies that they never experienced, you know, and you know, we just want to call out the hypocrisy with a lot of content creators in the manosphere and Wisdom space. Basically, like men that haven't grew up with their fathers, men that's out here creating baby mothers, divorced men that's a part of the problem. But you know, it's a couple of a lot of men that we realize that we have identified that is a part of the problem, and we consider them to be the loud minority. So the loud minority is actually really triggering the algorithm, and we're going to push back on that because it's you know, it's pretty hypocritical for like to name drop like a Kevin Samuels to say that men are against being stepfathers, and he divorced his wife and he has a child, so that technically that means his kid is being raised by another man. So your wife was good enough for you to marry her and have a baby by, but you don't think the next man is good enough. So it's really like you projecting. It's like a form of projection. So you know, we're gonna create some content in regards to certain traumas and behaviors in the loud minority that we have identified as going on in this content creation space for sure.
Man, we appreciate that, brother. I'm gonna let you get to it, and I'll be in contact with you. We're gonna wrap up here in a little bit. Got one more video to show, and see if you can hop on in the comments on Facebook or something, or either YouTube.
All right, no doubt. Just to give you a little context, like right now I'm in the parking lot of Wingstop, so if she comes out, then I'll be on the road driving. But I'll hop on there though for sure. I'm just letting you know it just depends when she come out, you know.
All good, bro.
All right,
appreciate it.
All right.
So yeah, that's what the internet stepdaddy is doing right now. You know what I'm saying? Having these informative conversations to talk about all of the stuff that everybody just kind of skips over and just tries to write it off real quick. I'm gonna play another video for you. All right, let me know what you think of this.
Do we need men? Most answered very quickly, no. But when men were asked a similar question, do we need women? Most of them said yes. So why do you think that is?
Because men are useless. I mean, and by the way, I want to differentiate between straight men and gay men, because I think I would die without gay men. Nobody can gossip.
I have Handy Manny at home. He fixes everything. When things go bump in the night, he's the one that goes downstairs. When there's a bug to be exterminated, he does the extermination. When there is something to be fixed, he fixes it. He throws out the trash and he throws out the recyclables. I enjoy all the man stuff.
A second. She's really talking about a servant. Let's face it. No, it's a handyman she's talking about.
It's a handy manny. Oh, it's a handyman with benefits.
We do not. Well, but the things that you're describing, you could pay somebody to do that.
My husband talks about his feelings with his friends.
Maybe he's gay.
I'm in shock right now. How is this okay? You have a panel of women sitting and be so misandrous against men. It's insane. And you have the audience going to every single fucking word they're saying. And then the only, like, one woman said, like, oh, not all men, we need gay men because they gossip. What? And then the only logical, and I'm using that word very loosely here, woman that has a man that does stuff for her and open up about his feelings, and one of the panel members said maybe he's gay, and some other woman said you have a servant. How is this okay? If this would have been a panel of men, just think about this. If this would have been a panel of men degrading women in this capacity, the show would have been cancelled, the men's life would have been ruined, and they would have been stalked by people. Stalked. But this is okay? Why don't we try to close the gap between the sexes instead of fucking extending it? This is bullshit.
That's what's out here. That's what's out here. Like
that's crazy.
They put it on
like
it's crazy. We can't do that. Can you imagine if, like he said, if it was a bunch of men saying that, it rolled up on you? See how they handle men with just allegations.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry to say, but it's true.
Yeah, and it's just what it is, and that's why, like, these conversations in the space, you know, like where men are seeking, you know, like exchanges of information so we can make better decisions. We can't do it without having women part of the process too. You know what I'm saying? To just see it, because if you didn't know it, I understand it, because everybody's algorithm is catered to what they pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? But we need women to pay attention to this right here, because nobody's listening, you know, not to that degree. And so, like, women are just dealing with the rage of men that are not being heard. You know what I'm saying? About where the biggest threats are, because self-preservation is everybody's responsibility. It's an individual responsibility, you know. And when you can function off of just lust, it gets real dangerous very quickly. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So a lot of it has to do with not experiencing, you know, like the right type of example, you know. So the whole situation is just wild, you know what I'm saying? And here we go. Miss Marshall. It's crazy how one woman essentially got clowned for respecting what her husband does. Why do you think that type of behavior is so normal amongst women that even the married women, you know, they don't get even any type of respect from other women. Why do you think that's the case?
First of all, I wouldn't even be sitting around a bunch of women explaining nothing about what's going on with me and my husband.
Yeah, I got that part for real.
Cause that gave them ammunition to say what they say. And then you can't be mad with them because you're sitting down there talking about it with them. So no, that's a big no right there.
Yeah. So, so we get ready to wrap up. Like, so tell me, give me some thoughts about like not just this experience, but like your experience in being in connection with the internet stepdaddy. You know what I'm saying overall, because you've seen me evolve into this moment in time, and you know what I'm saying, how has it helped you? You know, in terms of your own life.
Looking at it through some stuff, I look at it through through a man's thought. Like you taught me that, like look at it from this side of it, you know, and it helped me a lot. I must say, thinking like a man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or doing what a man thinks, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because thinking like a man is just something that women can't do, you know. So because we can't think like y'all. If we do, then you run around here, you get the 7 for 7. You get the 7 for 7, you know. So,
and you know, you got the people on your page, like you say, like I watch. I don't say nothing, but I watch it. I read it. You know, they hit dogs be hollering, but they actually can learn something from it if they will listen and not just argue with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense, man.
When you come back with the facts with them, I don't see them no more.
Yeah. And you see, I'm only focused on behavior because the statistics, that's facts too. But what most people can't interpret is data. Like if I tell you 80% of this, 15% of that, 20% of this, 30% of that, that's cool. And it makes sense in terms of the discussion, but interpreting it is got to be, well, how do we interpret those numbers?
And yeah.
Yeah. Who's the 80% of people that fit this number? How do they behave? Why do these numbers exist? What triggers it? Where does it come from? And we got to know how to really, really break down and make these numbers make sense in our regular, tangible world. You know, that's the real algebra. We know how to do algebra on paper.
Yeah.
But we have to think creatively about the human beings that we connect
applying it to real life, huh?
Yeah, because in real life, you solve for your ex and you solve for you know what I'm saying? Like it's just that true. You know, like human beings are all numbers when you really think about it on the compatibility level. You want somebody that's a certain age, live in a certain zip code, 10-digit phone number, so many kids. You know what I'm saying? Like how much money they make and what does their life cost to live? You know what I'm saying? All of those different things are variables that go into algebra in itself. So
let me ask you, what you think that you could do better, different to get the people to grasp on what you're trying to do and say, you know, and understand what you're doing?
I think what I could do better is get them to come to the platform, pay attention, ask questions, and more importantly, book a consultation.
Yeah.
Hit the link tree. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get the link tree up here real quick.
You ain't got it up there?
I think
I thought you had it up there.
It's up there, but I'm dropping it in the comments.
I think that a lot of people will benefit from what you're doing. You know, if they would take the time, you know, to come on and listen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
You spit out a whole lot of stuff that it's good work. You know what I'm
saying? Man, look.
If you can get the right crowd, you'll do good. You'll do well.
Man.
Like I said, I've been on you for years. And you know, if you know it ain't right, you ain't gonna say it. You ain't gonna put it out there. And I know that from knowing you for years. You know what I'm saying?
Man, come on now. Like,
I bought your book. I got to get the other book too. I got your first book.
oh, come on now.
You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be on this live with you if I thought you was some BS. You know, you were BSing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know you in real life. You know?
Yeah.
And I think what you're doing, I think you're gonna do big with it.
You know,
I really believe you are.
I appreciate it because, like, I want to end the gender war in the Black community. Because we always talk about the community coming together, but we can't even be honest about which predators we fighting over, which predators we want to keep. And that's weird. You know, we worried about what's going on in the media, but we got the same people in the media in our families that's causing the most problems.
Say it again.
Yeah. And all for the sake, and a lot of them are being protected by their mothers. Because I know I done talked to a whole lot of women.
Right.
And 90% of the women that I have talked to, not just the women I know, the ones that I have talked to, have experienced some form of sexual assault, and they told their mothers, and their mothers
didn't believe it. Yep.
And their mothers didn't believe.
I hear it all the time. Listen, I hear it all the time, and I'm like, what in your right mind? What are you doing when your child is coming to you, telling you this, and you're not even believing it?
It's strange. It's I think that's the first tier of cancer in our community. And it's a virus.
I hear a lot of stories where they told their mama and their mama didn't do nothing but upheld the man. Ain't no way on God's green earth. Let mine come to me, tell me something happened. I'm gonna explain after the fact.
Right.
You hear me?
Yeah. Look, they set themselves up for a lot of grief on the back end. A lot of grief on the back end because they wouldn't protect or listen to their daughters. You know what I'm saying?
Or their sons.
And definitely the sons, because it's a lot of the sons running around here that's causing. Look, the sons that fit this behavior are raised the same way as the daughters that are going unheard.
Whew. I don't know what mentally being stuck in the parents' head when their children are telling them this that makes them not do nothing. Not even.
Shame.
I mean, come on now.
Shame, blame, and making it about them. A lack of
I'll
object.
be telling my story from prison.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
Man.
Like I say, my story get told after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Anyone of mine tell me somebody played with them, it's over with.
Man, look, it got to be. We ain't got no more time for, you know what I'm saying, normalizing this behavior.
And that's what mentally messed them kids up.
For real. Nobody wants to be honest about that,
Sure don't.
The way they need to be honest about it. Because
it's still happening nowadays. It's still happening.
Yep. And it ain't gonna stop.
I'll be smiling on my mugshot.
Man, and it ain't gonna stop until we deal with it the right way,
The right way. You're right.
And dealing with it the right way is gonna require a conversation like this in the open, where we gotta really, really be intentional about what's happening, to the people that we see every day. So I want to also say, hey, for those of you that's following, you see the cash tag up there, right? I'm gonna you see it says Internet StepDaddy. I'm gonna put that in the chat too. And if you want to make a donation to the platform to help end the gender war, go ahead and drop some bread for your boy right here. Help end the gender war. You know what I'm saying? Just like we had a war on drugs, help end the gender war. You know what I'm saying?
Tonight I wasn't really prepared like I wanted to, but I was doing this, that, and the other before I could even get up on here and had time to do nothing. But I still think it was a good show.
Oh yeah, for sure. The main thing is just showing up. You know,
Yep.
it doesn't matter what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? It's about having the conversation captured the right way.
Yeah.
So, well, I will see you backstage and get ready to end the stream. So, to
Alrighty.
everyone that showed up and participated in the conversation, I greatly appreciate you. This has been your internet stepdaddy, and I'm not the stepdaddy that you think I am. I'm the daddy that's a step ahead of your daddy. That's just what it is. And it's not about the kids directly. It's about men taking a step in the right direction and stepping up to solve the problems to help end the gender war in the Black community. And I'm out.